Well, good morning, Bennett. Welcome to ESPN 1000. Wrapping up a 28-21 loss to Green Bay. Tremendous game, dramatic finish, a space you guys have lived in this whole season regarding the fourth quarter. Built for this mentally, but not any less emotionally painful, I'd imagine, giving up the fight there for 60 minutes.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, obviously we didn't get the result we wanted for. But yet I thought our identity showed up on tape and throughout that game, which is a physical unit, resilient unit, and give a lot of credit to Green Bay. They made more plays than us when all was said and done, and they deserved to win that ball game. But was proud of how our guys responded. We didn't start that game the way we wanted to. Going in at halftime 14-3 and really not doing a whole lot on offense. So I thought our guys handled that situation really well and responded the right way. So disappointed in the result.
Yeah. Take us to the final play, yeah, now that you've had a chance to watch it.
Yeah, it's kind of like I alluded to last night. It's an option to get Caleb on the perimeter there. He's got the ability to use his legs, number of passing options there. I think the motion, the fake, it threw Green Bay for a little bit of a loop. The guy that had Cole Kmet in man coverage fell off on Swifty. And so we had Cole. It actually ended up being DJ Moore's guy that ended up making the interception on the play. He fell off of DJ and made it. So I had no problem with Caleb throwing it to Cole. He was definitely open. But had we been able to see him just a second sooner and give him a little bit earlier ball, I think we would have had a different result.
Heck, even Evan Williams said that Keshawn Nixon saved his tail because that was his assignment, apparently. And
Yeah.
Nixon, yeah. So
Yep.
interesting, these moments in time. I imagine that play keeps replaying a little bit. I'm sure for Caleb it does overnight. I know it's got to be a quick washout though. Is he built for that too? As well as the great plays, the disappointing ones that amount to a near miss. Is he good at flushing that?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think if you're a competitor in this league, player or coach, I think you got to have mental toughness, and Caleb certainly has an enormous amount of that. He does a great job of taking his lumps and learning from it and being better for it in the long run. So there's no question in my mind that he'll learn from everything from this game and he'll be better. And same thing with me. Yeah, I got a number of calls that I wish I had back, and I'll do a better job going forward, and hopefully in a couple of weeks when we face that same crew again, we can be a little bit more effective on offense.
No matter how you start, it is how you finish. And against the number five defense in the NFL in their building, you guys put up the most yards and the most points by a visiting team this year. Does that give you some positivity as you prepare for what's ahead?
Well, yeah, I take that out of the equation. I kind of look at us more so than anything else. The first two drives, we weren't able to overcome penalties, which was disappointing to see. Third drive, we finally got a first down, but we stalled out. I thought they had a great third down plan. They were a step ahead of us in some of these third downs, particularly in the first half. I think that's where we were much better on third down in the second half. But it was tough sledding there to get anything going. And so yeah, I mean we're gonna have to play better next time we get a chance against them. We got to have a couple better play calls and give our guys a better chance as well.
How big to you was that 8.5 minute drive and the things that went on in that drive?
Yeah, which one was that? I don't even remember.
17 play, 83 yard, 832 to tie the game in the fourth there. Swifty and
Fourth quarter.
Kyle carried 8 times for 53 yards on that drive.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I thought all those possessions there in the second half. I take the number of plays and the time of possession out of the equation. It really doesn't matter. All it matters is what we do, whether we're scoring points or not. And so I thought all those drives in the second half, we did some good things with it. Yeah, and there's still a number of things we can clean up. Some of those plays we weren't quite executing at the level we're capable of as well. I thought Caleb did a phenomenal job in the second half, escaping and making some big time throws outside of the pocket and saving the day on a few of those things. And it was really well done. The backs ran hard throughout that game. Physical game up front. And I thought our O-line, certainly in the second half, you could feel them getting a little bit more push as the game went on.
I guess he's got a new nickname, Caleb, now from Micah Parsons. He's a pit bull. He was frustrated by his mobility, and that's certainly one of his calling cards. I think the pressures, however, how many there were, just having one sack says a lot about his escapability and the work that was done to clean up some of that stuff in the process of a play from everybody else as well.
Yeah, well, and I thought, for the most part, our guys up front did a good job executing the protection plan. There's some technique things that we got to clean up as a whole that we can do a better job of. I alluded to it. Some of those third down pressures they're going to be challenging for really any team in the NFL. I thought they did a good job overloading some of our six-man protections. Something that we'll address and we'll learn from, but. Yeah, I think Caleb did a heck of a job for us, just extending, and he knew going into this game he might have to put on his Superman cape a few times and help save us a little bit, and so he did that.
All right, let's go talk about the defense. Obviously, the big play was a big story.
Yeah, yeah, we I think we ended up giving up 8 explosives by our account, and that's certainly not winning football, not when you hold them to 50 something plays in the game, and so that's something we'll clean up. We feel like once again technique we can be a little bit better in some of our alignments and things of that nature that can help shore that up. But yeah, it hurt us.
Yeah, and you got to give it to Love though too. He answered the blitzes quite well in this game, and I think it was T.J. Edwards used the term we didn't get them to play on our terms on first and second down. Is also a fair assessment during that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you look at it and they were so effective on third down. I think 8 of 12 for the game and 7 for 7 third and 3 or less. And so
Mm.
what that tells you is that we just didn't get them off schedule nearly enough. If we could have made it a little bit more in the third and long game, then that really kind of plays in our wheelhouse a little bit more. I feel like our defense has done a good job when it's been third and longer throughout the year, and we just didn't get them in that situation enough. With that being said, I do feel like our defense started both halves fast. The first possession of the game for them, they end up with the interception. Second possession, it's a punt. Coming out of halftime, we get a 3-and-out to give us a little bit of life that we desperately needed. And so, we just got to be able to sustain that momentum throughout those halves, and we'll be in a better spot.
And I know Jalen Johnson's been out there and TJ's back and did not have Gordon for this game, which was a surprise. But these guys are still at this point anyway, until further notice on somewhat pitch counts. So you're really not even whole with the guys you're bringing back. How is that challenging at this point, if at all?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's good to have those guys back. They certainly make us better. And we're just working as diligently as we can to get them back up to speed to where we feel like we can give them their normal rep count. So until that time, we'll continue to platoon and make sure we're being smart with it.
Uh, is there anything you and the rest of the staff has to stress today and this week after a loss like that? Um, because it's a Final Four pack. It's Cleveland at Soldier Field on Sunday, and like you said, this is don't look at records and all that. Just stay focused on what you have set the course to be, and that is try to go 1-0 each week. But is there any extra stress on that, given the emotion of a loss like that?
No, I don't think so. I think our guys are able to handle the ups and the downs of the season really well. We have a mentally tough group. I think we got great veteran leadership. They're going to be able to get us right back on track. And like I've been saying all along, they come in on Wednesday and we're right back to work. They know how important all these games are down the stretch. December football is critical to our success and being able to make it into the postseason. And so regardless of our next opponent, we're going to come back to work and we're going to get after it and make sure we have a good, sound plan. And there's a number of areas we can be better at on all three phases, and that's really what we're going to focus on here today. Where can we get better, and look to apply that next week.
Everybody's assuming you would have gone for two on that touchdown. Just what we've learned about you and what your history is. Would that be a fair suggestion?
That was highly likely. Yeah.
We all like to hear that. All right, a sneak peek at Cleveland, and it always starts and ends actually with maybe not ends, but starts with Miles Garrett. That this is one of many great defensive players you're facing here down the stretch.
Yeah, I haven't watched any of their tape. It's not I haven't gone against Jim Schwartz in a long, long time. And yet I got an immense amount of respect for him and what he's done. That defense has been, I feel like, top five in most categories over the last couple of years, and he's done an outstanding job. It certainly starts with Miles Garrett, but they've got playmakers all over the place. I know they got a rookie linebacker that we really liked in the draft, and it sounds like he's playing at a very high level right now. And they got some good cover players on the back end, so it's a really well-rounded unit there. Their offense, I got to take a look at the numbers, but it seems like since they made the quarterback change that they're able to move the ball and score more points than what they were doing earlier in the season. And so this isn't an outfit to turn your nose at, because that's how you get embarrassed in this league. It's another AFC North team that we know all year long. We've been going against them. It's a physical unit, much like the NFC North, and so we're going to have to be ready to go.
All right, good luck with everything. Appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you, Jeff.
For Ben Johnson, I'm Jeff Joniak on ESPN Chicago.